What's up? It's Wes.
And Devin.
And welcome to the Problem Solving Podcast, where we take everyday problems and we talk about them together and hopefully help you try to solve them.
Solve your problems with the Problem Solving Podcast. We're excited today because we're talking about time wasters, chaotic schedules, busy lives, and how it impacts you, your family, your energy, and a bunch of other things. So,
yeah, no, this one is an important one because I think it affects all of us.
I think so, yeah. We all run busy schedules, right? And I think we kind of wear that as a badge of honor sometimes too. So I'm excited to unpack this today because I don't think a busy schedule should necessarily be your badge of honor.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think that in the world that we live in today, having a busy schedule is related to being successful.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, I'm just jam-packed day. I'm just going. I'm running from place to place and meeting and plans to plans. And that's just because look how awesome I am,
Yeah, look how busy I am. Look how much I can do. Look how much I get done in a day, and look how much I'm doing so quickly, or whatever that may be. And the reality is, and what I've learned over the years is that the less amount of stuff you do, the more successful you become.
Yeah.
So, why do people do that? Why do people just want to seem busy all the time?
I think that there is this notion that if you're not busy, like you should be doing something. Like if your schedule's not completely full, then I'm wasting time. And I think that a lot of that is probably self-inflicted.
Okay.
Because it's like, am I doing enough for my family? Am I doing enough for my business? Am I doing enough for whatever you have going on in your life? And that just causes you to kind of feel like I need to be doing more.
So it's the constant chase for more.
Yeah.
And so if we look at this from a different perspective, right? There's that keeping up with the Joneses conversation.
Yep.
Of like, oh, they just got the new pickup truck, so I gotta go get the new pickup truck. Or oh, they just put a pool in the backyard, so I gotta go get a jacuzzi, right? I think it's the same thing.
Yep, I agree.
Like we watch people and we think they're successful because on the outside they look busy.
Yeah.
Right? They're running, they're gunning, they're doing things, and all day long. Oh, and by the way, they're working all hours of the day too.
Yep.
And if that's your definition of success, no offense, it's just not mine.
Right.
Right? It's not something I intend to have as what I determine as success for myself. So I think just coming back to this notion of like we're being busy and fill the schedule and do these kinds of things. I remember, and I know, again, we talked about this on the last one, but we're both from the restaurants.
Yeah.
And I don't know how nice Chick-fil-A is. However, Wendy's, if you work there, I heard all the time, if you have time to lean, you got time to clean.
Yeah.
So it's a common thing. Okay. And I think so. I think back and I'm like, well, dang, I was conditioned then too. Like,
absolutely.
Oh my gosh, like you cannot not be doing something.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think, and for me, it's hard. Like I'm just thinking through my day just yesterday, right? And yesterday, I came into the office. I got some work done. Talked with some clients, sent some emails out, did some like leadership things, and then I met with some people, talked with some people, found out really cool like personal family stuff we can talk about after this whole thing. And then it's like, okay, I'm gonna go home, and then it's like, oh, at home, some of my clients decided they wanted to reach out then, which was great. That's fine.
Sure.
But then it's like, I have like undiagnosed ADHD, I think. And so it's like, I'm now just so focused on like, oh, they're talking to me, I need to go ahead and respond back, blah, blah, blah. And then I had somebody else respond back. So I'm like texting back and forth with all these people. And then I look up and I'm like, I'm not present in my life right now because I'm still on work brain mode. And I have a hard time personally switching back and forth. And then I feel guilty afterwards because I will sit back and reflect and say, I just wasted a whole bunch of personal time and I wasn't present with people that are the most important to me because I was still going out throughout my day of just being busy, 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 and work, work, work. So, uh,
So you
stuff
get consumed.
consumed,
Right?
absolutely.
And last episode you told us you're a people pleaser at heart, right?
Yeah.
You're naturally that way.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people are, right?
Yep.
I think naturally people are just good people and they want to care for others and
Yeah.
they want to help and serve and do the thing. And we get to a point where we can no longer give the best of ourselves
Yeah.
because we're consistently just giving what we can. Well, that's where this living a chaotic or busy lifestyle really kind of gets in the way of you being your best self. It gets in the way of you actually serving others. Because let me ask you this: have you
Yeah.
dropped the ball on something the past week?
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, I know, and I have to, right?
Yeah.
I believe everyone does. And what I find is that people who are constantly running, they're constantly busy, they drop the important balls, right? And that's what we're here to talk about, because work, work is work.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. Work
Yeah.
is work. Work is work. Work can be dropped and picked back up. It will, of course, not feel great,
Mhm.
right? But at the end of the day, it can be recovered.
Right.
If we're constantly dropping the ball on our family, on our relationships, on our health, on our the things that matter, our spiritual life, the things that really matter and impact who you are at your core, well, it's much tougher to pick those up,
Yeah.
right? And it's much tougher to put them back together. And it's an area of opportunity I think we all need to kind of get better at and learn from, because the other thing too, I love this book. It's called The One Thing, and it talks about the fact that not or the important thing always isn't the one screaming the loudest,
Right.
right? And I always talk about this in classes because anyone who's ever had toddlers or young children, right, they're typically screaming about things, and they're probably not that important,
Yeah.
right? Like, hey, my snack dropped on the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I know it's super important to them. And you would think someone's trying to rob your house, right? Like because of the commotion.
Yeah.
Well, that's how life shows up. That's how those texts feel.
I wonder though, like, how did we as a society get here? Is it just because, to your point that you said earlier, we're trying to just keep up with the Joneses, keep up with the Joneses? But I feel like that's an old saying. That's
Yeah.
always kind of been there. Is it just because technology is a gift and a curse? Is it because we just always are? We're just this preconditioned time to lean, time to clean. That we need to be doing more and more and more. We need to do better, better, better.
Well, I think
How did we get here?
it really depends. I mean, because it depends on how you define technology, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think most people, when they say it's technology's fault or whatever, they're talking about social media.
Yeah, for
They're
sure.
talking about the internet. They're talking about these other things.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we as a human race have just constantly been trying to become more productive for centuries,
Yeah.
right? For centuries. I mean, think about when we didn't have cars. And then we developed a car. Why? Because we wanted to get to places faster,
Yeah.
right? We developed air travel because we wanted to get to places faster.
Yeah.
We developed the internet because we wanted information faster, right? I think as a human race, we have this constant pull for more, which makes sense,
Right.
right? We're conscious beings.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And we've got to be conscious of that fact, of the fact that we're not just made to sit here and spin the wheel. We're made for a purpose.
Yeah.
And there's things that we should be focusing on daily and weekly and monthly and yearly and in your life that kind of carry more weight, right? And I know last episode we talked about family and relationships and kids and all this kind of stuff. And ultimately, I'm going to even just on the off chance I'm going to put someone off on this, I think too, like we get consumed
Yeah.
with relationships and kids and all these kinds of things, when in reality, that's still not our purpose here.
Right.
And we love our kids. We would do anything for our kids. And, part of our purpose is to upbring our children. And I think we just get too carried away in the fact that I've got to do more, I've got to show, I've got to prove.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it falls back on ego. Would you say, like I got to look good because humans are wired to want to look good and be right.
Yeah.
We're wired that way. And when we don't look good or we don't feel that we're right, we kind of position ourselves in this flight or fight mode.
Yeah.
fight for the things that are important.
Yeah.
And we flight for the things that aren't. And I think we need to kind of take a step back and breathe a little bit and maybe use flight a little bit more. Because if we use flight a little bit more, we're going to flee from the things that don't actually become priority, right?
You hit the nail on the head when I was just thinking when you were talking. It was just priority.
Yeah.
It's how do we get better at prioritizing our lives to put what's important first. All right, cool story time. So this is what I was talking about earlier, and actually, I knew that we were talking about this today, so I'm going through this yesterday.
I didn't.
And I was like, this is crazy. So, my family, my grandmother is originally from France, okay, north of France.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Neat.
And she moved here. She met my grandfather, who was in the Army right after World War II, and then they moved back to the States. And so she left her whole family behind.
Okay.
And so we didn't really know a lot about my grandmother's family. I've gotten really big into genealogy over the last 5 or 6 years, so I've put together a family tree.
More power to you. My sister does that stuff.
Oh, it's fascinating. Put together a family tree, but still, like, I knew who her parents were and their parents, so on and so forth, but siblings, I knew she had at least one sister, didn't know much about her. Well, I knew what town she was from, so I follow this town on Facebook. They have like a Facebook group, kind of like every town in probably the world. It's Mercy-les-Bains, France, exactly.
Mercy-les-Bains.
Yeah. And
okay.
So, and that's me saying this with a Southern American accent, so it's hilarious. But, and everything is in French. God bless Facebook. They translate it for me so I can see everything.
Technology.
Right. So I used technology yesterday. I wrote a post and was like, I'm looking for more information on my grandmother.
Yeah.
This is her name, her maiden name. This is when she was born. This is what was her parents. And I got a DM back within like 30 minutes. I was like, hey, my name is, so and so, and my grandmother was your grandmother's sister. And I was like, okay, that's cool, but are we sure that's actual?
Sure.
So I reached out to my aunt and ended up being a phone call. Ended up being on the phone with her for like an hour, and she's like, well, ask. I know that grandma had 7 sisters. Crazy. Well, she was one of 7. Crazy. I didn't even know that personally. So I was just reached back out and I was like, hey, how many siblings did your grandma have? And she said, oh, there were 7 of them. Named them all off. And I'm like, okay, I'm definitely talking to the right person. Then I had somebody else message me. Come to find out that my grandma was the only one to leave this little area in France. So all the rest of the sisters stayed there. The next generation stayed there, and then the next generation stayed there. So like, I have all this family in France that I didn't know about.
Interesting.
Very cool story. But go back to having a conversation with my aunt. So my aunt lives an hour and a half away. Okay, so we talk very irregularly, like maybe once a year, and we always are like, oh, keep in touch. And do we ever keep in touch?
Yeah, probably not.
No.
Yeah.
And so I really had to think yesterday about, again, priorities and what's important. And it's like, family is family.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to think, oh, I just learned I have all this new family in a foreign country, and how exciting is it to learn about how their life is and their life. They're excited to learn about how my life is. And then I have family literally down the street that I don't talk to.
Interesting. Yeah.
And so it's like, why have I become so busy to where I don't feel like I have the time to pick up a phone call and have a conversation when I know I do?
Well, so yeah, number one, let me just say I'm super guilty of that too.
Yeah.
Right? And I think most people are.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. I don't know where I saw this. It was a video somewhere, but it was this like Uber driver or cab that you got into. And he told the people in the back seat, like, if you have time to scroll, you got time to make a phone call. And like, he would literally like not start driving until they called somebody.
He's got to work on that rhyming a little bit.
Well, I know. And I thought it was so cool, and it's an eye-opening conversation, because go to your social medias, right? How long do you spend on there every day?
Yeah.
Could you make a 5-minute phone call?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, that's all it needs to be.
Yeah.
It's a connection. But I'm glad you went there, because I think, we talk about children and spending time with kids, and we're going to come back to that with energy and health and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But family, because if you think about this for a minute, like 50 years ago, everyone kind of lived closer together.
Yeah, I
Right?
agree.
And you had these neighborhoods too, like not even just your family, but you had neighborhoods that came together. And you knew all your cousins,
Yeah.
and you knew all your aunts and uncles and your family. And I remember going to grandma's house, right, to have a pool party with all the cousins and the whole family.
Yeah.
And it's not that way anymore. And it started to, people move out, they move around because transportation became easier. Telecommunications became easier. Wow, I just dated myself. The internet became a thing. And then ultimately COVID happened,
Yeah.
right? And people learned that they can work from anywhere.
Yep.
So now, I've got family in Florida, Ohio, Texas, Massachusetts, here in Georgia. I mean, all over. I won't name everywhere, and I'm sure you've got people all over too. And it becomes this like, okay, well, how do I see them all?
Yeah.
How do I stay in a relationship? How do I have an actual relationship with the people that made me who I am? Right? And that becomes a really tough topic when you start thinking about the statistic. By the way, you're not alone.
Right.
Because the statistic is this. On average, after someone turns 18, they will see their parents. It's like 42 more times in their life.
Yeah, I know. Having kids, having teenagers, it
Yeah.
stresses me out. So I understand that.
That's a scary statistic, right? And that's after they turn 18.
Yep.
After they turn 25, it's like 14 more times.
Yeah.
And that's incredibly crazy to me.
Yeah.
And I can totally see it because I'm just as guilty.
Right.
Right? We all have lives. We all have busy lives. And we all think we're bothering people too by picking up the phone. Like, do you ever have that feeling like, oh, they're probably busy?
Absolutely.
I hear that all the time from my family. And I just want to take a moment and say, I am sorry. Because here's the thing, I am busy. And we're sitting here talking about priority.
Yes.
Y'all can call me anytime you want, right? In fact, the whole world could probably call me anytime they want because the phone number has been out there forever. Seriously, just pick it up. Do not feel embarrassed or like you're intruding or whatever it may be. I think we just need, number one, to give permission.
Yeah.
Because we can look busy.
Yep.
Right? Like even to our kids. Like we can look busy. What if they shy away
Yep.
from spending time? When in reality, we're only busy because we want to spend time with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a really big conversation that more people really need to have, is the fact that we get tied up and so consumed in what we do that we forget who we actually are and why we actually do the things we do.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say much better than what you just did. It's just tough. It's like, how do you get out of that feeling? How do you get out of, the best intentions are fantastic. It's putting it into action
Yep.
and making the changes that you need to make in order to do that is, it goes back to what you said, being conscious of it every step of every day.
Yeah.
And, we had a conversation last week, and I talked about feeling weird to schedule out time to make phone calls to people that are important in my life. And I'm like, that just seems so ingenuine. And the more I've thought about it in the past week or 2 weeks, the more I'm like, no, actually, it makes a ton of sense. Because you put on the schedule, it's like, okay, you're going to do it. And
Well, you better.
you better do it, right? Or you're just wasting the time putting it on the schedule. But then you are being intentional to set the time. It's not ingenuine. You're actually genuinely saying, okay, I need to make this phone call. I need to send this text message. Because how many times are we driving down the street or doing something, all of a sudden something pops in our head?
Oh, yeah.
Like, we got to do this. And then as soon as it comes in your mind, it's like, whoop, and it comes right back out. And then you don't think about it again for 3 weeks. You don't think about it again for 3 months.
And then it's awkward.
Yeah, and then it's
That's
awkward.
weird.
Yep.
Or it doesn't make sense, right? I think it's so important too, like, again, schedule that time. I think it's an act of love.
Yeah.
To schedule time.
Yeah.
Because that means before you even feel bad or guilty or think you should do something or anything, you're planning and setting aside time for the things that matter most to you.
Yeah.
right? Those should be like the first things that get on your calendar.
Yeah.
And then we look for the hacks in our lives that allow us to live our lives more on purpose, right? And what I mean by that, but well, hold on, I want to say that. We'll come back to that. Remember, hacks to your life.
All right.
Because hacks are amazing, right? Like we all live busy and we're super into what we're doing, and a lot of us are, well, I say, I shouldn't say a lot of us, but I know a lot of the people that I know are passionate about kind of what they do.
Yeah.
But I also know there's a lot of people out there that hate what they do and can't stand it. And for those of you out there, I think that's step one. Stop doing what you don't like. And I know that sounds like easy advice, and it is easy advice to give from me to you, right? Because I want you to know that like there's a better option out there.
Yeah.
You can stop doing things you don't like. And I know you're going to say, like, oh, well, the paycheck.
Yeah.
Well, friends, those are just those golden handcuffs that keep you doing what you don't enjoy.
Yes.
Right? And when you open your eyes to what's actually out there and available, friends, money is so abundant. And when you change that mindset around money and you start thinking a little bit differently, I mean, there's like 4-year-olds making money on YouTube today.
Toy reviews.
Toy reviews.
I know.
I mean, seriously, go do something you like, share it with other people, and bring an opportunity to your life that you may never have imagined, because it will change how you live. And we'll get back to that with the hacks. But what?
No, I'm just thinking of the two random things I've seen. The most fascinating thing on TikTok lately is where people have TikToks for like their animals.
Oh yeah.
And it's like,
that still happens.
oh yeah.
Oh.
And they dress them up, or they do these
You ever see
things
Tatum?
Yes.
The dog. If you haven't seen Tatum, go see Tatum. Shout out for Tatum. Tatum, comment here and I'll send you something cool.
But I guarantee that those dogs are raking in money, and that sentence itself sounds so crazy.
Well, it is crazy, but that's the power of the technology. It's the power of social media today.
Yeah. Second thing, crazy. I saw a couple, again, TikTok, they started a business. Anything can be a business. This is what I'm getting to with Devin's point. Who hates going to events that are outdoors with porta potties? They're disgusting.
Okay.
They have trailers,
Oh,
luxury bathrooms and that's like for weddings, for events, and I'm like, that's genius. And now they have their own life. They both quit their jobs. They get to spend more time together, and they're doing something together. And I'm like, luxury bathrooms.
Yeah, and I don't know anyone who would be like, I'm passionate about luxury bathrooms.
Yeah.
But here's the flip side of that, right? Like, so you don't have to be passionate about it, right?
No.
So if you can't find a way to make money golfing, right? What you need to do is find a way to make money in less time that allows you to golf more.
Yes. And then, yes, so they started this company to be able to spend time more together.
Yeah.
They do it together. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's so cool. We live in a golden age of opportunity. We really do.
Yeah.
And with ChatGPT and all this AI conversation and Claude and all this other stuff going on, friends, you have so much power at your fingertips to free time up, to create opportunities to monetize your life, to monetize your hobbies, your passions, the things that you enjoy, which ultimately will free you up and have more time for the things that you get burnt out on.
Yeah.
Right? That you just don't feel like you have enough time for. And unfortunately, your passions, your purpose, your family, your kids, and your health are typically the things that
Fall by the wayside.
Fall by the wayside. They go away first.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, fortunately, we can flip that script. Unfortunately, most don't. And so that's part of this conversation. So I want to get to health now because I just mentioned it. Like running a busy, chaotic lifestyle, I mean, it is detrimental to your health.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, have you felt that? Have you seen that? Thoughts around that?
Yeah, I go through spells where I don't sleep very well. And I think you do the same, honestly, where the busier I get, like I was mentioning about just my schedule yesterday, my life, I can't shut my brain off.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, okay, I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about this, and then I'm just laying in bed. And it's like, I could go to sleep right now, or I could pull up my computer and then do some stuff and then wake up tomorrow morning and be
Yeah.
okay. But then I wake up tomorrow morning and what happens? I feel like complete garbage because
Yeah.
I didn't get enough sleep. And then it just ruins my entire day. I'm less productive the next day because I thought I'd be more productive at night.
Sure.
And then it just turns into a cycle, and then it's like then you have to stop, or it's like, same thing with like that. Just the whole sleep thing. Honestly, the more that I'm thinking about it, just compounds, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
then it's like, oh, I'm so tired. So what do I need in the morning? I need a Milani, right? And then
You
it's like, exactly. But it's like that's what you think because then
Yeah.
I need some energy,
Yeah.
or maybe I need two.
Yeah.
And then it's like, then if I'm drinking one accidentally, it's like, oh, I'm tired. 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Let me grab one. Well, then what happens? Then I can't sleep that night,
Yeah.
and it's just a cycle that starts over and over and over again. And it's just because it's like I can't shut it off because my schedule I've made too busy, or I have
Yeah.
too much things going on in my head, and it's
Well, you're right.
yeah.
You made it too busy.
Yeah.
Right? That's the thing, is it's too busy. It's not too purposeful.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key to this.
Right.
Is the fact that yes, there's many times that I've been up at night and I just can't fall asleep, or I'm thinking about things or this or that, or I could do this. And ultimately the best thing you can do for yourself is give yourself permission to turn it off.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like he's talking about, it becomes a little bit of a challenge when you're wired up on caffeine,
Yep.
or you feel like you didn't accomplish the things during the day that you were supposed to. And that is the hack there.
Yes.
Is that you need to be 100% in the things that matter during the day.
Yeah.
You need to be going and getting the things done that matter during the day. And then I'm going to share a personal goal. So actually, last week we talked about and we shared a commitment
Yeah.
that we were going to start doing things and hold ourselves accountable.
Yeah.
And I'm curious how it's gone for you.
Now, I've done better at not being on my phone at night. I sent you that. I sent him an airplane emoji. That
Is
first.
that what that was for?
And I knew it. I was like,
what is this?
He was like, "Are you flying somewhere?" And I'm like, I'm gonna let him think through that. And so, no, I've gotten better not doom scrolling at night, and so that's been great. I've slept great the past week, which is fantastic because I didn't do what I said. I thought about getting on my computer last night, but I was like, nope, I need to go to sleep after watching the Hawks win. Go Hawks! But
I didn't even know what that hat was.
he's like, what is this? I was like, oh.
I know.
But so no, I made that commitment. I'm stuck through it, and I was thinking about this week's commitment, and it's,
Well, wait.
yeah,
Don't
go
give
ahead.
that commitment. So I want to say too. I have the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi went off last
Yeah,
night.
there
I
you
was
go.
downstairs last night. Slept great last night.
Yeah.
Actually woke up 15 minutes before the alarm was supposed to go off this morning, which is great. Why? Because that means your body is well rested.
Yeah.
Right? Your body is ready to wake up.
Yeah.
It's not you're being forced to wake up. Friends, if your alarm clock is the thing waking you up, then you're not actually getting the restful sleep you need. You may be getting the hours, but you're not getting the sleep you need. And that's the whole other concept, and that's where you were talking about caffeine a little bit too. Caffeine is detrimental.
Yeah.
And I know this because about 6 weeks ago it almost took me out. I haven't had it in 6 weeks, and I haven't needed it in 6 weeks. This ain't caffeine, this is tea. You know? So I just want to make sure that we hit on that piece a little bit. Friends, find the things that fuel you.
Yeah.
Right? And the things that fuel you they don't come in a can.
No.
Right? They come within your own life. We talked last week that you're the CEO, you're the main character of your life.
Yeah.
And you find the energy and the passion. You find your energy in the things that matter. So, commitment, so you're sticking to that. I've started that again.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Friends, we're working through this just like you.
Yes.
So before we'll get to commitments for next week in a minute, but I want to share because I think we need to have those big conversations on like where we're headed, right? The vision of where we're headed, because that helps you solve the problem. My problem is exactly like you. I want to do for people, right?
Yes.
But I've got to be my best self to be able to do for people. And in order to do that, I know myself. I don't have all this energy for the entire day. I've got energy for like a ton of energy for short spurts.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's how I operate. That's how I work. And so for me, one of the big things is I've got to get really good and back to my calendar and doing the most important things during the day when they need done. Win the morning, win the day, right? So my big goal is that by next year, I don't even have a laptop anymore, and I have a landline phone at my desk, so I can't even like come home and say I need to pull my computer out,
Yeah.
right, or I need to do work because all my work will be left at work.
Yeah.
And I think that is the ultimate goal for me because that allows me to play 10 out of 10 at work and 10 out of 10 at home. Because if you think about a landline and a desktop computer, you ain't going to scroll social media just to scroll social media,
No.
right? You've got a landline. You're going to make the phone calls you need to make. You're going to send the texts you need to make. You're going to do the things that you got to do. And I can't take it home with me,
Yeah.
right? And so that's the ultimate goal. By next year, I will not carry a book bag around. That is my ultimate definition of success going into next year. And I think it's those things. And by the way, that's a big deal for me. I love my book bag. It's right here. It's right here. I love my book bag. I love being able to jump on a computer when I need to, and it's not going to allow me to be my best self.
Yeah. No, I love that because you can't pour into others with an empty cup.
Mm-mm. That's why it's always full.
And
Bottomless.
I had this mental image of Devin with this like 80s briefcase cell phone.
It's gonna look like that.
And
I actually
can't play Snake on it.
The other day, I don't know. I had a dream about it because it wasn't real. But those like
rotary phones? Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna look like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, we're so old. Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But that's a big goal.
It is. It's big. It's audacious. There's things that need to happen to make that happen, of course, because I've got people that rely on me
Yeah.
and look to me for opportunities. And, but again, that's going to force me to be more productive, more 10 out of 10 instead of 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 when I need to be for business,
Yeah.
right? But then what it's going to allow me to do is be 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Be 10 out of 10 for my family, 10 out of 10 for my kids. And, I think ultimately that's more important to me. If I'm willing to give time to people who will be in my life for a season, but not people who will be in my life for life, then I don't have the right priority. Yeah.
I mean, that was beautiful. You summed that up right there. I think my goal for the week is going to be to actually put phone calls on the calendar. Because it's intentionality, and I need to change that mindset of it's not ingenuine, it's genuine. It's actually intentionality, and it shows that I care. And so having those reminders pop up that I need it, even if it's just send a quick text.
Yeah.
Just send a quick text, because you want also to know that you want those people in your life to know that you matter to them, they matter to you.
Yeah.
And so. That was my commitment this week. I think this is a very selfish podcast because the 2 weeks I've thought a lot about these things last week, and I thought a lot about these things this week, and I'm like, man, this is just helping me out. So I hope it's helping everybody else out too. But
I want to be really clear though, real quick on that. Here's the deal. No one's perfect.
No, we are imperfect people. Yes,
we are. We're imperfect. We all struggle with something, and that's why I think something like this is so important because some people just don't know how to have the conversation.
No.
And here's the thing, we're not going to have all the answers for you.
No.
And if you can take one thing and make your life a little bit better out of these conversations, that's all that matters to us.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so this week, what are you going to do to move your goal to the landline thing? I'm sorry, I was picturing the landline.
So it's funny, when we first moved here to Georgia, I actually got a landline.
Yeah.
And because it just came with the internet or whatever, and it just rang constantly with like spam calls. So we ended up getting rid of it.
Yep.
But anyway, my one thing this week is a continuation of last week, and Sunday I just will not be on my phone. We're gonna keep conditioning myself that like what, no matter what happens in a day, it's not life or death.
Yes.
Right? Like no matter what goes on, and my people will know, like there's an emergency number they can call. If there's like something detrimental, they need to get a hold of me, they can call me. But being off my phone last Sunday was probably one of the greatest things I've done in the longest time.
Yeah.
It just felt so good. It was so freeing. And when I got back on my phone, did I have some text messages? Yes. Anything life and death? No. Did someone get stuck on a patio?
I was just
Yes. And they got out.
They
so
figured
we're
it out
good,
on their
right?
own. Yeah.
So I mean, the thing is it's not life or death. So for me, the commitment is carry on from last week. No phones on Sundays. So
I love it.
yeah,
Very cool.
I want to get back to the hacks because
Yes.
I know we're getting on time, and I want to make sure that we talk about a few hacks for people.
Perfect.
So if you're energy drinks, let's talk about those first, right? Because I think your health will allow you to do everything so much better.
Yeah.
Right? It will allow you to show up better. It will allow you to live your life and focus better. I know you feel good when you drink the Red Bull, right? Although, tastes like crap. Wasn't even on my list for
No, it
top
wasn't.
5 or whatever.
No, it wasn't.
But you feel good in the moment, but then you feel like crap.
Yeah.
Right? And it eats at you. And caffeine is one of those things where like it doesn't just come out of your system. Every 12 hours, it cuts in half.
Yeah.
So if you're drinking 200, 400 milligrams in the morning, well, guess what? At bedtime, you still got 100, 200 milligrams sitting in your system, which is why you can't get the restful sleep. So hack, if you don't like tea, learn to like tea. If you have water and you put a electrolyte packet in it, it gives you the flavor. That's kept me off them for 6 weeks now.
Yeah.
It's kept me away from it. In the morning, I drink a tea, and I drink a element tea in my water, and it's gotten me through.
Yeah.
So that's a hack there. The other hack I want to talk about is finding opportunities to multiply what you're already doing. Right? And what I mean by that is I like to golf.
Yeah.
I like to teach. I like real estate. And I like to travel. So what am I starting to do more of? Well, I'm starting to find opportunities where I can go teach real estate agents in different areas of the country while I pick a golf tournament to go play or watch.
Yeah.
And somewhere around family I could go visit.
Yeah.
Right? Like last year, I spent time in Florida, Tampa, Orlando, and Melbourne visiting family, golfing, and teaching real estate.
Yeah.
I mean, find those things that you can do. And if you're stuck in the 9 to 5, friends, find a way out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be tomorrow, but have a plan. If I can get on a landline and a desktop computer by the end of the year, you can find a way to make 20, 30 grand outside of your 9 to 5 job. So that way you can go pursue passion.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Life is too short.
Life is short. We talked about that last week.
No, life is too short. I think that the fear of not being able to provide or the fear of not being able to pay your bills is crippling. And it keeps people in a spot to where they're like, I just will stay here because I know I know and I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
But we all have dreams when we're a kid.
I want to be an archaeologist.
There you go.
I don't anymore though, because dinosaurs aren't real.
Dinosaurs are real. I knew he was gonna say that. We all had dreams when we were a kid, and we wake up one day and realize that we talked ourselves out of those dreams because we thought that they weren't achievable or obtainable, or it's not real. We gotta live like adults and be real life, but you can do both. And
you can do both.
It's freeing when you realize that.
Well, in reality, I mean, as you become an adult,
Yeah.
adults are now taught to like think like children.
Yeah.
Why don't you just do that forever, right?
Yep.
Like just if you're young out there and you're watching this, just never stop dreaming, never stop being a child. Just be focused on your passion, your energy, what you're drawn to, because ultimately that's why you were put here. And I don't know if we mentioned this on the last podcast, but I want to mention it now because I'm getting goosebumps and I'm hearing it. But friends, unfortunately, the wealthiest place on earth is the graveyard.
Yeah.
And why that's the case is because everyone's dreams, goals, visions, passions go there to die with them because they're too afraid to step out into their true self.
Yeah.
And if we could change that for anybody, please reach out. Let's have that conversation because the graveyard has robbed too many and too much of our society.
Yep.
Yeah. So, any final words?
This has been a good one.
Yeah.
A lot of self-reflection on this one for sure. I am going to stick to it. Next week, I'll let you know who I talk to. And making the priorities a priority is what we talked about today. We always have enough time in life. We just have to make sure that we give those who mean the most to us that time.
Yeah.
So.
Friends, you heard it here first. Priority is priority.
There you go.
Have a great day. This is Problem Solving Podcast. If you like it, subscribe, like, and we hope to see more comments from you guys about problems you want us to talk about.
Yes.
See you guys.